Mum, if I need you, I will tell you. I've just got your text, and you've called me within like 30 seconds of me receiving your text. Yeah, it's yeah, but 30 seconds. That's not even enough time to type out a bloody message. Right, okay. I was going to ask if I could borrow like £10. I'm going to the pub with Dad, but I've got no money. If not, it's fine. But it was just a off the cuff question. Today? No, during the day. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, thank you. Thank you. All right. My money goes up next week, by the way. 100% goes up next week. I've just got a phone call from the DWP this morning, so yeah, exactly. Okay. All right. Speak to you later. Bye bye. Hello. He- yes, you are. Sorry, what's this call about? You guys called me yesterday. I've never been missold a bank account in my life. I've only got a cash account, so could you take me off my fucking records, please? I'm an awful person. I've just been talking for a long while and my mute was on. I'm an awful person. Yeah. I've just been talking for... Literally, if I go back on the stream... Yep, when I got to the Winter Lanterns, nothing. Damn. Ah, that sucks. So, as I was saying, I... for one, hate the Winter Lanterns. I don't agree with them being in the game from a gameplay point of view. From a story point of view, they're obviously very important. But from a gameplay point of view, I think it's just there to say, lol, really tough enemy. You know, and when I say really tough enemy, it's like literally the worst thing that I've encountered in a Souls game in a while. And I don't really know. I literally have got no idea why it's there, why it's even a thing, why it's a thing that you can fight. Frenzy, I totally get why it's there, and from a story point of view, I can understand Frenzy. But I'll stop that. Yeah, from a story point of view, I can completely understand Frenzy. I can completely respect the decision to put a Frenzy mechanic in there. But I think there should be an option to maybe like turn it off. I don't know. Because it doesn't matter how close you get to them, they're always going to be attacking you. Your health is always going to be going down. And if you're, for some reason, at a low level, like new game... On my first new game cycle, I was still a relatively low level when I got to the Nightmare Frontier, which I think is the first place that you see a Winter Lantern. Besides the Nightmare of Mensis. And I think I was level 50. I think between 45 and 50. And I know, like... I wanted to go in... Bast! Stop that! Just trying to play with my my lead. I wanted to go in kind of blind. I didn't want to be constrained with a strategy guide. I didn't want to be constrained by online reviews or anything. And I got the game maybe 6 months after it came out. And it was just a case of I was working a lot at the time. I wasn't really playing games, so I didn't get it. But when I did get it, went in blind, did my thing. Was grossly underleveled when I got there, and literally within the first 2 seconds of hearing that song to seeing the Winter Lantern proper, I died. Within a couple of seconds. Literally, the frenzy build-up was so ridiculous because I had no protection against it. I didn't even know it existed. Well, obviously I knew it existed because it's listed in the stats, but I didn't know what it was. You know, I assumed frenzy was kind of like Berserk from Final Fantasy. You know, something where your physical strength increases and there's some kind of downside. Oh boy, how wrong was I. So fucking wrong. So damn wrong. I really want to switch up my runes at some point, like I said at the beginning. Did finally finished the Hunter's Nightmare yesterday, I think it was. Cos was pretty cool. Sorry, the Orphan of Cos was pretty cool, and I really liked the fact that his phantom was there after you killed him, which to me says that Cos is probably dead, but no. See, I don't know. I think Kos is probably alive, because we're in the Dreamlands, and it's very clear because Abritus is in the waking world. No, is Abritus in the waking world? Is Yharnam even the waking world? I don't think it is. I don't think we can call it the waking world. Because when Gurman kills you, you wake back up in Yharnam to the sun rising. And time is completely fucked throughout the game. It only really turns to... You start the game in twilight, and then it only turns to night when you touch Lawrence's skull after killing Amelia. Yeah, I don't think we see the waking world at all. I think the entire game is set in the Dreamlands. Wow, yeah, I genuinely think JSF, Aegon of Astora, and all of the good lore hunters out there, I genuinely think they've got it wrong. But I mean, maybe there's something I'm missing here, but I don't think we ever see the waking world. I think... But if that's the case, you have all these stories. I don't know, there's something that I'm going to have to look into. I've just started going off on a tangent. Anyway, I've been streaming this for about an hour. This is going to be a fairly regular thing of mine where I go into Bloodborne and do my thing. And then at the end of every episode, I'm just going to fucking murder the doll. Because she's been a bad girl. Naughty doll. Naughty doll. And that's something interesting as well. She bleeds. That is known, obviously. She bleeds what I like to call kin serum, or just serum in general. It's the stuff that is bled, I believe, from kins, or it could be from great ones. I think it's from great ones, though. But the implication for that, I think, is that she is a great one. I think that's the implication. She's in the Dreamlands. She's in the Hunter's Dream. Now, things can change in the Hunter's Dream, and things can be brought into existence. We see the doll itself in... Yeah, see, there you go. That's my theory about the waking world never being seen. Trashed, because we actually see the doll in the waking world in the old abandoned workshop. So... Yeah, okay, so the waking world, we are in there in Yharnam. That's fine. But we see her in the abandoned hunter's workshop in the waking world. Now, like I said, she bleeds. She bleeds this serum stuff. And if you get the childhood beginning ending, she also picks you up in your slug form, cradles you like a child, and just holds you, smiling on you like you're her kid. And we all know that great ones yearn for surrogate children. I was under the impression that Murgo was Erden's child. Murgo was born, stillborn. So he's dead. In the waking world, he's dead. But his consciousness lives on in the Dreamlands. Now, we kill his consciousness at the top of Murgo's loft. Maybe... See, I don't know. There's a connection between the moon presence and Erden. There has to be, because if Erden's in the dream, yeah, see, she's clapping there. If Erden's in the dream, like I'm suspecting here, as the doll, and he's formless, then I would say that he can hide his presence from other Great Ones. That would be the easiest thing to to draw a conclusion to. My theory on the doll, and I'm sure there's things that I'm missing. I'm sure there's going to be people, if I ever talk to this or talk about this with anybody, I'm sure there's something that I've overlooked that categorically says that the doll is not inhabited by Erden or is not Erden. But my theory, based on the childhood ending, or the childhood beginnings ending, and based on the fact she bleeds, and based on all of that good stuff, is she is selecting hunters. She is aware that the hunters beckoned a Great One, beckoned the moon presence. I would assume, because I was watching, I think it was JSF I was watching the other day, and he made a very good argument that quicksilver bullets are made of mercury. And, if anybody knows about mercury poisoning, it's like, in Japan, pregnant women are not allowed to eat fish because the mercury poisoning in the seas around Japan and in the rivers of Japan apparently is so high that it's damaging for the child. It's damaging for the fetus in utero. So, considering that Erden is formless and his blood is corrupt and poisonous, the natural conclusion you can draw is that the mercury that is used in the quicksilver bullets, etc., is Erden's blood. There was a long kind of, I'll see if I can put a link to that video in the description, but there was a long draw between the mercury in Bloodborne and Erden that JSF, I think it was JSF again, he really tied that together, and I'll see if I can find the video again. But if we consider that mercury is Erden's blood, then we can consider that because he's formless and because everybody's using his blood, he knows what's going on. He can see through his blood because he's formless. And my assumption of that would be he knew that Gehrman summoned the moon presence and that the moon presence captured him in the Dreamlands in a place that the moon presence created. And we can already see that Great Ones can travel the Dreamlands. If you think about, say, Amygdala in the Nightmare Frontier, I would assume that the Nightmare Frontier is connected to Mensis, to the Nightmare of Mensis, because it's the Nightmare Frontier. So why is Amygdala there? I don't think Amygdala had anything to do with the School of Mensis. As far as I'm aware, I could be wrong there. But I'm sure there's other Great Ones that have travelled, and even if it's not Great Ones travelling through the Dreamlands, we can travel through the Dreamlands. We go from different places in the Dreamlands all the time. We can travel between the Hunter's Dream to the Nightmare Frontier to everywhere. So travelling between the Dreamlands is possible, and knowing Great Ones and their power and their skill, I would say that that's possible. So my view is that Erden travelled to the Hunter's Nightmare, or the Hunter's Dream even, sorry, and waited, and just waited, hid himself from the moon presence, or hid herself from the moon presence, and just waited. And when the time was right, when a pale blood hunter, us, of sufficient skill, us, arrived, she emboldened our sickly spirit, effectively making us more powerful. And we're subtly drawn to finding the umbilical cords. So I would say that she's yearning for a surrogate child and finds it in us when we transform into a infant great one. But that's just my theory. There's obviously a lot more to it, I'm sure, but yeah. So before I go, I'm just going to go to the messenger bath over here, or the stump messengers. Is German there? German is not there. That's fine. Let's go to the stump messengers, and I'm going to give them... Oh, they've already got the messenger top hat on. I'm going to give them the urns. I'm going to give them the urns. There you go. Look pretty, friends. Okay. Anyway, this has been me, Jason. And, yeah, thanks.